Is it working? Oh boy, I hope it's working.
Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here. Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. Don't worry, I'll save your progress, always, even your mistakes. This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002, titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products. In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery, and the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything. Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach.
Okay. Wow, I haven't fallen that hard quite so far.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view.
So my PB being a little over 4 minutes is not very good. When compared to the grand scope of speedrunning. I'm just really kind of bad. Maybe it would be smart to practice this beginning segment a little bit more, because all things considered, I'm not very good at it. I haven't really studied speedrunning. I just watch people do it. Because there's not a lot to this game. There's no glitches or anything, but I've noticed that when you start out, rather than starting off full send, it kind of puts me in a little bit of a better position if I hop a little bit. Here, hold on, let me show you. There's this kind of, this little dent in the rock. So if I kind of pull forward to for example, usually in a better position right away, not like I just did. But again, it's a very poor example of what I was trying to convey, so.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
But I get caught on it so that it's just
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. And don't worry, I'll save your progress, always, even your mistakes. This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002, titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often
hasn't
too
happened
rough.
Ever. That was a piece of shit. I probably could have recovered that, but that was so strange. I've never had that happen. That was actually not. Before we start discussing start, I shit on that start. That was pretty good pace too. That or not the last one. That other run. I kind of I keep Mr. Foddy's actually. I'm gonna turn this way down because I can't actually hear the game, I should mention. So I don't know how quiet my voice is versus how loud the music and the audio are. Did I? Yeah, I turned the music down. I thought I turned my sensitivity down for some reason. Anyways, yeah, beautiful start, just kidding, it's a piece of shit. Yeah, no, this one's a piece of shit. There's one thing that I've learned from watching Mario 64 speedruns, is that you can't ever fall in love with a run, because it'll break your heart. See, this is so early in the run. That right there, I could have afforded to reset. It doesn't matter, because then I don't get to practice the later parts of the game, which are later parts right now. This is just kind of straight intense. Not intense, RPG, it's just... This is practice, and then if I get a PvP, it's not practice. This is a piece of shit beginning. This is so bad, because now I'm just going fast. I'm gonna restart, because that was really bad. I'd kind of given up on speedrunning this game for a little while. I was so happy with 417, and I still am pretty happy with it, but I was replaying and I was getting like 530s just all across the board, and even a run that I thought I did really well on, it was a 530, and I was like, God, I must have played so fucking well on 417. It's crazy. The exact, down to the millisecond, the run that is right in front of mine, or no, the run it's like a millisecond swing in mine, I think, on the leaderboard, the recorded. It's some dude from like South Africa or some shit, I don't remember, but yeah, I watched it and I was like, wow, this is not very good at all. I messed up a lot of times. Yes, but he messed up a lot, pretty majorly, and I was like, wow. I mean, like, you know, I can't think of a single reason that I would have taken so long. He's like, his movement's about on par with mine. It's just that he keeps having repeat jumps, and so I figured that's, if his movement's the same as mine, then it stands to reason that that's probably where I was at too. I was making a lot of mistakes and I just forgot about them. And they all seemed like pretty easy mistakes to correct. So I think with practice, I could maybe even get a sub. Not anytime soon. This would be a couple months down the line, truly. But if I got a sub 5-minute run, like, before I'd even beaten this game, on PC, I should mention I've beaten this game many times on my iPhone. Actually, that's how I got into this game originally, and then I just bought it on PC for like a couple of years after. I got it very recently. But yeah, if this guy got a 417 and he's so many times, And if I can get a 417 like 2 months after the game, then surely I can at least get like a sub 4. Not with mistakes like that one right there, you know? Like, late into the run we can make those mistakes. We have a good run. I think that's what it comes down to. Beautiful. But now I've fallen in love with the beginning and this runs that just simply goes to the fact that I like the first 3 seconds of it. I think it's just a good rule of thumb that I should never run beautiful. Or say like, oh, this could be one. So I think every time that I've said that, so, and I mean on my best run, on my PB, my first sub 5-minute run, I started to say that, I did, but then I said, no. I was in a call with my buddies, I think, my girlfriend wanted to. I was broadcasting with someone, and I was saying like, oh, this, at the beginning, like right up to here, I think, was when I stopped saying like, oh, this is good, and then I started saying, no, way, yeah, no, this is a piece of shit. This is a bad run. This is actually so fucking ugly. I should just end it right now. The run's dead. And then I got it. I PB'd, and I was really freaking happy about it. Yeah, okay, this run's dead. /serious. Oh my god, disgusting. Is anyone even watching this? I haven't been. I should probably look at the chat. It says one person's watching it. Oh my goodness gracious, mama bit. I've got allergies bad. There's a lot of dust in my room too. I don't dust my room ever. I know it's a thing you're supposed to do, but I don't really. I've never dusted my room. I don't think. That's pretty fun. No, I mean, if it gets really bad, then I'll give it a light little vacuum. But I've never just done my whole room full. Like it's it's always been my whole desk at once or something. Because I just like. Actually, no. I think one time I did my desk. I did my dresser. I did everything. I dusted my whole room. And then a month later, it was like invincible how it looked beforehand. That I just did because I had to read. I've got a lot of shit on my desk. More shit than I should have on my desk. And I've got a lot of shit on my dresser. I have a lot of shit in general. It's kind of just weird. So whenever I try to remove the dust, it's like, so I get it all over my shit. Or move my shit so that I can actually clean efficiently. That's pretty much the only option that I'm going to go with. But, come on now. Treat Big Papa better than that. Or treat Big Papa like shit. Treat Big Papa like he's a big, stinky piece of work. This game is actually not this is a bad game. And anyone who plays it is kind of just a bad person, I guess. I mean, it's whatever. Just don't really do it. This game, it really, the fact that this is one of my favorite games of all time really pisses me off. The moments like that, I am so painfully susceptible to rage and like minor annoyances. And this game is really just minor annoyances and the occasional major annoyance. it's like a bunch of minor annoyances, and then once you start to get used to the minor annoyances, like you start to finally think maybe I'm okay every time I lose over a feet of progress, then it'll hit you with like a massive kick in the balls. Or as Mr. Foddy likes to say, a real punch in the gut, actually. I'm sorry, that would have been more appropriate. And see, now I'm just out of the zone. It's really odd that this is one of the games. It's so infuriating. I mean, in a game like Cuphead, too, that's another game that I really enjoy. I wouldn't call it one of my favorites, and I don't even know why. Because I've poured so many hours into it on both Xbox and PC. And I still don't think that I would call it. I still don't think that I would call it one of my favorite games. There's just something about it that doesn't feel personal to me. And I don't know why this game does kind of feel personal. Maybe it's just because of the soothing voice of Ben Foddy chastising me as I climb up his bullshit mountain. Maybe it's maybe it's just the sheer hours that I've poured into this. Actually, I might have put more hours into Cuphead. I could check my Steam with my Steam being accurate, because I've played this game so much on my phone, and I've played Cuphead so much on the Xbox that it just, the hours wouldn't be accurate for either game. I mean, it's odd that I'm into this game as much as I am, and I feel like this game strangely has a similar. What's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. I get a similar enjoyment from this game as I do Human Fall Flat, because that's a game that I replay now and again. I used to replay it a lot because I used to go on my Switch a lot, and I haven't been doing that so much recently. But yeah, Human Fall Flat was a game that I would replay very frequently, and I got really good at. I wouldn't call myself a speedrunner of that game. Maybe like the first few levels, I can get through pretty damn quickly if I figured out my own routes. And I'm sure that there are more efficient routes that I just haven't even thought about. You know, I do it generally pretty glitchless. Maybe I cheese a little bit.
No.
But generally speaking, I don't use glitches in Human Fall Flat. But yeah, I get a similar enjoyment from this game as I do to that, where it's just a game that I enjoy kind of playing through and turning my brain off a little bit. At least I used to enjoy just getting through this game without thinking too hard. And now it's a little bit more involved, of course, now that I've been competitive with my times. Whereas Human Fall Flat, I don't think I've ever timed myself in that game. There's just something about climbing this mountain and I need to stop thinking about it. There's something about climbing the mountain and beating that act. It's just kind of soothing, which is ironic to say that when I was just talking about how susceptible I am to this game's rage, this game's wrath,
No.
whatever you want to call it. God, this run is so fucking bad. The other run is dead. But yeah, I mean, there's something enjoyable about it. I don't really know what. And please, 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 please. Oh, God damn it! I'm so bad at asteroids. Oh, that could have been a PV. if I hadn't fucked up the antenna, and if I hadn't fucked up asteroids, that would have been a PB. I was so nervous. And I thought that if I just kept talking, it would work. Oh my god, that's frustrating. I mean, that's my second best time that I've ever gotten, and I'm kind of getting just back into the game, so I know it's not so bad. It should be encouraging to motivation. I really thought that was going to be a PB. I stopped paying attention to what he was saying after a certain point. I'm gonna have to rewatch that, but I'm glad I downloaded it because I'll be able to see where I struggled the most, probably. I remember where I struggled on that specifically. Yeah. See, this is why it's good that I'm recording it and streaming it and sharing it with people. Because now I gained something that I didn't gain before. I was being sincere though. I mean, there is something about this game that is just kind of enjoyable and relaxing to me. I couldn't really tell you what it is. I think it's just. I'm also I'm into solving Rubik's cubes, which kind of makes me sound like a virgin. But then again, so does speedrun and getting yeah, I'm into solving Rubik's cubes. I think it's a fun, chill process, and I mean, it's not even the process of figuring out how to solve the cube. It's more the learning the most efficient method, the algorithms for memorizing it all. That's something that I enjoy a lot, and I've got a collection of them. And I think that there's just something about like taking a task that seems so daunting to getting really good at it. That is enjoyable. I mean, I guess that basic formula that I described is pretty unanimous with the human experience. It just feels good to be good at something. Especially something that not a lot of people are good at. But man, this is the last place that I should be fucking up on. This is such an easy bit. See, this is what I mean. It's difficult to kind of get onto it, and then it's. I hate the beam so much. I could save so much time on the beam, but I don't know how to do it the way that people do it. I've tried, I've studied, and I still just suck. I'm just dog water at it. It says that there's 2 people watching this stream, and that's funny to me because I don't see anyone in chat. But if there are 2 people watching it, I hope you're enjoying my antics. Oh, the run is so bad. See, I take a lot of time to kind of consider jumps. Like, this is a really fucking bad. Oh, okay. See, I had no reason to fall there. I could have saved maybe 3 seconds. Which, especially in a run as short as this, in a game as short as this one is, I should really be prioritizing that. I think it's generally good pace if I'm up at this point in the game. Oh, suck my chode. If I'm at this point in the game by the time Bennett's talking about the dead tree at the beginning of Sexy Hiking, I consider that decent pace, but it's not. It's not PB pace. this is definitely not PvP based, actually. This is, but it's practice, you know? It's gonna let me see where I fuck up. I'm actually just gonna continue with this. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's because I think there's something that I can gain from this last like third of the game. I can once the sky kind of goes purple. I don't know if mathematically it's actually the last third, but that's kind of how I see it. There's God, I do not suck at these rocks. I swear, I'm just trying to get done with them quicker. Then I know that that's like another really easy part of the game. And also this jump, I like. There have been times where I will really take my time jumping up to the anvil area and then jumping on the anvil too. I'm not too bad at that. And people say that that's the hardest part in the game. I think Orange Hell is more difficult because it has more risk. But maybe the anvil is maybe there is some truth. The anvil is a harder jump to make. Just on its own. Bucket. I need to practice the bucket so much more. Because I'm pretty. Once I can get onto the bucket for more than a second, I've pretty much got it most of the time. I mean, right there I fucked it up because I was indecisive. But I could have saved that very easily. Yeah, God, this part of the game fucks me up. This game fucks me up. Man, this game's a piece of shit. See, okay. Now this is interesting because I've always taken my time. Because that was how I got to 417 was by just like not rushing any of the obstacles. You know, like I would take my time and kind of fall a little bit on ice jump if I needed to, just to find the notches. But now I haven't really been doing that. Because obviously, if I'm trying to get a better partner, I have to start playing quicker and allowing less time for decisions. Oh, that so should have been it. See, this is again if I allowed myself a second more to like settle into that notch and kind of analyze it. See, okay, how about I allow myself a second to settle into that notch. Once I get up there. Maybe I'm just making excuses. No, there we go. No, there don't go. Oh wow, maybe I am bad at this. There's also a certain point where I start focusing on the fact that I'm fucking up, and then once that's the image in my mind, I'm just like that's all that I have in my mind. You know what I mean? Like. Once I'm focusing on the fact that I'm fucking up, I'm willing myself, I'm willing it into existence to not fuck up anymore. Because, I don't know what it is. Honestly, I'm not forever. Okay, let's practice asteroids. So that was a bad start to asteroids. Now you kind of gotta set yourself off to the side. Kick off of this. Well, that was pretty decent, actually. If I can get up to the zone. So that was a decent asteroids, actually. I mean, just bet. I've never tried to use the method that the speedrunners do. Okay, just sensier version, like way in the future, someone figures out how to make a tass that's able to climb up the snake. I think that would be so cool to watch. Even if, I mean, like sticky hand mods or something. I need a minute, hold on. Oh shit. I need a minute to just sit back and chill. And also to feel the pain that is now searing through my elbow because I hit it on my desk and it hurts a lot. The other thing about this game too is that it's like I personally have a habit of getting my mouse really close to the screen, really close to my computer base, so that because I've got a big ass desk, but all of the like space on it is it's all spoken for. There's shit everywhere, so I don't have a lot of room to navigate my mouse. Which if I really cared about speedrunning this game, I would just move shit. But I don't care that much. So I'm just gonna leave it. I think this game, out of any other game, is probably the one that I've speedrunned like the most legit. You know, like in terms of time. I've done the calculations. I'm in the top 1,500 in terms of like speedrun times that have been recorded. I haven't recorded mine, I guess, in fairness, but like in terms of people who speedrun the game, I'm in the top 1,500, which means pretty good. And as a matter of fact, now that I have 427 recorded, I might even post that just so I'm on the leaderboard. I think that puts me way behind 1,500. That's probably like 1,700, maybe even into the 2000s. But I think it would be cool to. Oh shit! Shit! It would be cool to get on the board and just see my name. I've never gotten into speedrunning like legit, and with this game I kind of hang accidentally. I think if I had to choose on one other game that I've actually done runs for, it would be Mario 64, because that's just the most. That's a game that's fun to speedrun. I think if you can get past the taking down timer, like Mario 64 is a really fun game to speedrun. I think it's the quintessential game that anyone can and should start out with in speedrunning, because I got into it because of speedrunning. It was actually I watched Summoning Salt's video on the world record progression of like, I guess it was 0-star world record progression, but it was just the road to 0 stars. Was that a game? It was like the road to 0 stars, pretty much was what the video was. Great video, also one of my favorites on YouTube. But I watched that video a little bit after it came out back in the day, and I thought, wow, this is really cool. It was kind of the video that introduced me to Mario 64. And so I bought it on Virtual Console. It was the first thing I ever bought on the Virtual Console. And incidentally, it was also the last, because the Virtual Console didn't shut down fully, but it did. They did the thing where they stopped letting you like Wii points on the Wii. Which is not really cool. But yeah, I mean it was cool. And got into that game, like I was saying, speedrun and that video. I just found played the game legit because I was too bad to speedrun it.
Whoop.
I was the
Whoop. Oh.
It was my first N64 game too, so I wasn't used to having
Whoop. Whoop. Oh.
See, now I'm not in the zone. I'm in the bad zone. You get into the good zone where you're able to like have conversations with people, and but also focus on the game. Like, I think the best zone to be in with this game, just for me, is it's kind of running in the background, you know, or alternatively, I've got something in the background. But I think the best zone is that this game is running in the background because now I'm focusing all on this. For some reason or another, I tend to just get heated up. I'm suddenly really hot, and I was cold before I started this stream. Which I should have. See, whenever I get really focused on this, oh man, something happens. It messes with me. Yeah, once I focus on it too much, I think it's like I said, I start hyper-focusing on like all of the areas that I could make a jump, and I'll make decisions that maybe aren't super informed, whereas if I'm kind of just fucking around and going in the wind, I tend to do is I'll be able to, I'll allow more mess-ups, and I'll kind of expect them even. So like if I make a little mistake, if everything doesn't go exactly as I expected, which often doesn't, then it's easier for me to recover. As opposed to a situation like right now, where if that jump on that last round of orange hadn't worked, it would have been very bad for me. See, I'm taking up the pace now at the end here. I bet my sum of best would be pretty good. But now that I've also said that, I mean, the run is dead. Like, sincerely, there's no way of me salvaging this run, I don't think. Especially not now. But, yeah, I mean, this has been an interesting case study, at least, certainly. You know, what happens when Max is recording his runs and streaming them to the world, and what happens, you know, where do I mess up most frequently? So this would be good. I'm gonna study this video when I'm done. Once I'm eating my Culver's chicken nuggets that are on the way. I'm gonna finish this run. It's gonna be like a 7-minute time, and it's gonna be bad. And I'm gonna be happy about it because I finished the run, and I just need to finish more runs. I think that's the lesson that I've been learning lately. Is speedrunning sucks, but I need the best thing to do is to just finish shit. I guess that's more of a general rule too, and let that hurt me deeply. Oh, I didn't like that feeling, but I'm still gonna finish it. Because it'll at least feel good having this run out the window, as opposed to just having spent this time on it. And then just giving up like I do. Basically, as opposed to just, putting all this time into it and then just kind of treating it as is it well, the result was the same as if I had just restarted at the very beginning. You know, I think there's some subconscious thing going on there. Where it's like, everyone feels like it has a little bit more value. If I just get through it. Now this asteroid is not going to work. Yes, it does. No, it's not. It's not going to work. I fucked it up bad. That's okay, because that's allowed.
No.
Alright, I'm curious what the time was. See, 5:41. That felt horrible. That run felt awful. It felt so bad. And that wasn't even that far off from like the average time that I've been getting. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I just find it intriguing because I think it's fucking up near the end versus fucking up near the beginning. If I fuck up near the end, I'll still tend to, but like I had a really good beginning, I kind of will still tend to die at the beginning. And I'll just get lost, and I'll feel like a run's gonna be better than it is, and it's not very good, and then I get sad about it. Okay, I'm gonna go. I've been streaming for, I don't know how long. I've been streaming for too long. It's time to stop. To the 2 people who joined, I hope you enjoyed.